page filling out views. If you want to know whether you should go and work first, yes, I think you should. Okay? Work for 2 to 3 years. Set the time in the beginning, go through it, but when you work, make sure that you're working in the correct industry that you want to start your business in. You've got to know the technical knowledge, the technical lingo. You need to know how things are done so that you can then use that period to fine-tune your ideas. And more importantly, get the very valuable contacts within the industry that you plan to go into. If you want to go into, let's say, into automotive or whatever, don't go into food business because they can't help you. You won't gain any contacts. That 3 years, 2 to 3 years is important for you to learn to submit to authority. All right? If you want to be a good leader one day, you got to know how to submit. I learned the hard way. I came up arrogant as crazy from young. 25 years old, I thought I knew everything. And I got a real beating over the years from my staff. That has made me what I am today. All right? So you should learn it the other way around. And that time, I mean, that 2 to 3 years when you come out will also help you be sure about what you want to do. Okay? But for those of you who got really, really bright ideas, if you really think that it's really cutting edge, it's a bright idea, then I advise that you should go out and talk to people. You can talk to a cooperative there. You can come and see me. Because how we got the 8 is because we actually get a lot of ideas, and then we actually jointly invest. You know, we jointly help to incubate these ideas. Right? But as I say, please don't come and, oh, I got this wonderful idea. Please put it on paper, study it first, and then we'll be more than but do go and work for a while. 2 years is not a long time, but you'll learn a lot from there.
Okay, I want to add something. I think that for Tong Yee and myself, we're quite similar in the sense that we had an idea and we calculated our worst case scenario. And we discovered that, hey, even if the worst disaster happens, we can live with it. And we started very small. As in, I just needed this number of people to stay afloat, and we just went into it. So there wasn't that much fear. And what we discovered was that actually the numbers were much more than we expected later on. And that was a real bonus. But if you are comfortable with the worst case scenario, then actually there isn't that much stress to start with.
I think something is similar also that you have a wonderful wife that will support you, and it was exactly the same thing for me. My wife, and it's so interesting because even as I say this right now, I can feel the emotion here. My wife, my family, friends were very, very supportive. And it was part of the reason why the fear was not as strong or not as gripping as normal. Right? And honestly, itself, you come to this place over here, you're starting out alone, and then you don't really have the support. Yeah, it's going to be terrifying. And my compassion goes for people who are doing this over here, and they don't really have that emotional support. But yeah, I had great emotional support at that point in time. Yeah, people really believe. It's interesting because I don't want to make a plug for this because I was listening again, it just kept ringing my mind as to what Geoffrey was talking about. There is a lot of dignity in working for yourself. In a sense over here that I really, for once in my life, I can live according to my values. I can live according to my principles, I can live according to my beliefs. I can honor God, I can do this over here, I can sleep at night, and I know itself that, you know, what I'm doing right now is where it is benefiting community, and I'm not doing it any other way but I tend to not to. Right? And if I take some loss, I can live with it, you know. And I think that's such an amazing thing. Right? And I don't know how many of you yourself will come to this place where you can get this. If you really start experiencing this, looking at the world and saying, hey, the world needs this, and design a solution around it, and be able to just live your passion that particular way, we don't have to listen to anybody else. No, wrong. It's not listen. We don't have to. We can truly serve the way you are designed to serve. Because I think all of us have unique ways of serving. Right? Unfortunately, systems are built such that you have to serve in one particular way. Right? And sometimes that removes dignity from but I think all of you, and I think that's technical we're saying, that's the niche. You find it as a unique way that you are serving.
One last thing. Being your own boss, you work a lot harder. you work a lot longer. I work 7 days a week, all right? And you take stress. Because why? It's your money at stake. All right? It's your money at stake. That's very different. As opposed to going to work and just draw your salary.
Maybe I could add also, because I went from business owner back to work, and I carry the mentality that I would be a very good employee if I put myself in the owner's shoe and do everything as though I'm the owner. And it didn't work. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Because there will be your colleagues, your bosses, who are corporate people and looking at you and say, what are you trying to do? So it doesn't work. Don't try to be a business owner or entrepreneur in a corporate world.
Sorry. For that, maybe for corporate world, because in my companies, my staff who work harder, I end up giving them free shares because I want people to have a sense of ownership.
But that becomes their partners.
They came in as staff, but I saw that they really took my business as their own, that sense of ownership, and for that, I returned them with free shares. Because I want to retire early. Someone else is going to take over the running of the business, and it's not one person, it's always a management team. So these people normally need to be awarded shares so that they would fight for you. And that's how we work. If you go to a bank or whatever, they say, hello, you're trying to take over my job or what? Thank you.